The iPhone 14 Plus is one of the best iPhones that you can get for most folks in 2024, even though it's a year and a half old. There's a lot of great benefits. It's still supported for a long time. And there's a couple nice features that I want to talk about that maybe this could be the phone for you and help you save a whole lot of money. But before we get into that, I do want to say this is the first, if this is your first time stopping by the channel, thanks for being here. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. Now let's talk about the iPhone 14 Plus. The iPhone 14 Plus, this is the first year, last year, that Apple came out and they made a big phone that was the same size as the Pro Max, but they saved you some money. So last year, the iPhone 14 Pro Max was $1099, 128 gigabytes of storage, and then this guy was $899. So it saved you a couple $100. There are a couple different features missing. You don't have the ProMotion display. You don't have the 3 cameras on the back. There are a couple other things you don't get. But the thing is most people don't need that. Most people don't even know if they want it. It's one of those things where most people just go out and they get an iPhone because it works so well. And it's one of those things where you get all the reliability of iOS, you get the updates, you get the support. Everybody's using iMessage. I mean, shoot, like most people in the US use an iPhone. So if you haven't used an iPhone before, you may not need to go out and spend all the big bucks and buy the new one. And here's something a lot of people don't think about. So the iPhone 14 Plus has the A15 Bionic chip in it, which is fantastic. It's super powerful. It's going to be great for years. And the thing is, when you use an iPhone, most of the things on here are so simple. They're optimized from the ground up. And this is an experience you get with Apple that you don't necessarily get with Android unless you're using a Google phone. So Apple, they make the software, they make the hardware, they program it, it's optimized to work together. So you still get all the great benefits. You get a big, gigantic screen. It's up to, I believe, 1200, 1400 nits max brightness, which is pretty good. And it's not like the new ones that are 2000 and 2600 and all that jazz. But I think it works well, especially indoors. Outdoors is perfectly fine. It's visible in most conditions. You get amazing, epic battery life. And I made a video about it last year because I bought this phone last year. And whenever I bought it, I was testing it out and I loved it. It's more lightweight. It weighs quite a bit less than the Pro Max, so it's not as heavy in your hand. It's got a little bit thinner profile. And the battery life is just insane. And that was a stark contrast last year. So the iPhone 13 Pro and Pro Max, I thought was the best battery life that Apple ever had their phones, especially for a Pro series. But when they went to the 14 series, the 14 Pro and Pro Max, terrible battery life. I tried the 14 Pro first. I was getting like 4.5 hours of screen on time. I took it back. I ended up buying the Pro Max and I was getting about 6.5 hours of screen on time. The 15 Pro Max is better this year. I think I got the best I got on this was about 13 hours of screen on time. It was insane. I just could not kill it. Like it's one of those things where you could just use it over and over and over and over and the battery just stays forever. So the great thing with this is when you buy one now, I don't believe you can buy it from the Apple website anymore, but I bought this one. So I bought it last year. I had it for a while. I ended up getting rid of it because I needed the telephoto. I was trying to do some reach out and touch photography, trying to record my son playing soccer. And if you do some zoom photography, it really hurts because you don't have that telephoto camera on here. It just uses a digital zoom. That was pretty much the only drawback I had. Otherwise, it was fantastic in pretty much every area. A lot of people, I know I harp on this, like they shouldn't be making a phone that only has 60 hertz in the year 2023, 2024. But in reality, most people don't really care, don't recognize it, don't realize they're missing out. So that's where it comes into play. It's kind of like an everyday, every guy, every gal phone that goes the distance, gives you a good camera, and gives you all the benefits of Apple and iOS ecosystem, but you can get it at a reduced cost. So I rebought it again. And this time I bought it on Amazon renewed. I paid like $507, $513. That is almost half of what it cost a year ago. $899 brand new last year. Now you can get it for about $500. I've seen it as low as about $399 and used condition on eBay. So when it comes to the iPhones, they're very expensive. Even if you look on the website, I believe they're still selling the iPhone SE 2022 for like $449. It's an expensive phone for that tiny little phone, which I love. I love the iPhone SE 2022, but it's 2 years old now. It's a little bit dated, small screen. It's got Touch ID, which I do love. The cameras are starting to show their age, and the battery life just isn't great compared to a lot of these bigger phones. So, if you're going to go out and buy a phone and you want to get an iPhone, you don't want to go get locked into carrier pricing. You don't want to have to pay a monthly payment. You don't want to pay $1,000 for a phone. Then a lot of people like to go the used route or refurbished. And the Amazon Renewed program is really good because you get 90 days. You buy it from Amazon Renewed, you try it out, you have it for a month or so, realize, hey, it's not working for me, it has issues, I don't really like it. You send it back. And that's great because Amazon's reliable and they've got a pretty good setup there. So I paid right about $500 for this. And then you get the wonderful thing about having cheaper accessories. So I got this ESR case and it's got the MagSafe built in. This was like 12 bucks, if that. And then I got, of course, I like the AM film screen protectors. I got a 2-pack of the tempered glass screen protectors, and it even has the cover in the back for the lenses. It was like $7.99 for a 2-pack. So all in all, I paid like $550, $560 out the door. I got the phone, I got the case, I got the screen protector, and you're good to go. And that's a stark contrast compared to what you pay brand new. But here's the thing. If you buy one of the new ones, if you go get an iPhone 15 Plus, you're not going to notice any difference. Other than you get the 48 megapixel camera with it now, which is nice. The 48 megapixel camera is very good. But this one, the 12 megapixel, still very serviceable, still quite good. 90% of people won't notice a difference. So if you don't notice a difference and you can get it for significantly cheaper, and even if you do have, let's say, a few percent of battery life degradation, the battery is so big and the battery life is so amazing, you're not going to notice it. Oh, you get 12 hours of screen on time instead of 13. So that's why I come back to this phone, and I got this phone as like another phone for my kids. But I've been messing around with it again the last couple of days, and I thought, you know what, I want to talk about this. I know I don't really cover a whole lot of iPhone stuff on here, but one of the reasons is I'm a value guy. I know I cover a lot of Android flagships, but you also notice I cover stuff like the OnePlus, OnePlus 12R. I covered like the OnePlus 10T. I covered the Think phone, which I bought with my own money. I bought this with my own money. I like value, and I like to convey value to my audience. And I'm not anti-iPhone. I'm anti-Apple, and I have a lot of problems with iPhones. But the thing is when you take a look at it, with what you get with this phone, the benefits outweigh a lot of that stuff that goes along with the Apple BS. And then on top of that, you're in. Like, you're in the Apple ecosphere. You can get an Apple Watch Ultra, you can get an Apple Watch, you can get an iPad, you can get a MacBook, and all those things work so well together. I've built my business off of using an iPhone. That's what I record with. I'm recording with the selfie camera on my iPhone 15 Pro Max right now. This is what I make my videos with. I've made over 2,000 videos using an iPhone. It's what I do for a living. So I respect them. I appreciate them. I do take advantage of some of the benefits because I use a MacBook to edit my videos. So I record on the iPhone, I airdrop it to my MacBook, I edit it on Final Cut Pro, and I upload it to YouTube. Bob's your uncle. I don't have to have a big camera or apparatus. I don't have to have a big microphone, all these extra crazy things. The video is so good, and the video on the front screen with the selfie camera is still fantastic on here. So you have so much latitude that you can do with these phones, to where you can use it for vlogging, you can use it for making a YouTube channel, you can use it to communicate with all your friends and family that have iMessage, and you don't have to worry about the whole blue bubble, green bubble garbage. And there's a lot of accessories, there's a lot of cases, there's a whole lot of things you can get for it. And the thing is, it's going to be good for so many years. I think we just finally pulled the iPhone 7 off of life support recently. So this is the iPhone 14 Plus. It's 1 year old. It's probably going to be supported for like 5 more years. And the battery life will probably still be pretty decent by then. So if you're in the market to get an iPhone and you don't want to go out there and spend $12.99, $10.99, $9.99, you don't want to go buy the iPhone 15 Plus and spend $900 and be locked into a carrier agreement. You just want something you can get a little bit cheaper, save some money, get 95% of the same experience. This right here is a great option. It's a great alternative, especially if you like the Apple world. If you're coming up, if you had an iPhone 6, iPhone 7, iPhone 8, iPhone 10, even like an iPhone 11, this is a considerable upgrade in so many different ways, and it comes in purple. There's a lot of different color options. So yeah, even a year and a half later, this phone holds up so well. It holds up really well. The screen is vibrant, it's beautiful. You got this big display on here. I do appreciate that it's lighter. You can get all the accessories you want, and you can get all the benefits of having an iPhone, but not spending tons of money. If you look around at what you can get nowadays in the Android world, you can get like a Pixel 7a. I think it's dropped to 349, but the Pixel 8a is about to come out for 500 bucks. What would you rather have, a Pixel 8a or an iPhone 14 Plus? I think the iPhone 14 Plus for a lot of people is going to check a lot more boxes than a $500 mid-tier phone that Google can't seem to realize they are charging way too much money for. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. I just wanted to talk about this because, one, I bought it again. Two, I think it has a lot of value. It's got a lot of legs in it. It's going to last for a long time. And it's going to give you all that stuff you want if you're looking for an iPhone, just for like normal data use. You're a normal guy or gal that just likes to use iPhone. You want to save some money, you want a big phone, and have a support for years. So that's all I got in this video. If you have any questions or comments, please go to the comment section. I'll do my best to get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And also, if you want to see more Apple content, let me know. I make a lot of videos. I cover a lot of phones, a lot of topics. I don't really cover a whole lot of Apple stuff here. But if you want to see more Apple stuff, let me know so that way I can kind of plan accordingly and maybe cover some more stuff. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. So that's all I got. As always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.